Yo, what is going on, guys? Now, Khabib versus Tony Ferguson is perhaps one of the most anticipated fights that we've seen in a long time. This fight has been so many years in the making. It's meant to happen at UFC 249 on April 18th, 2020, but unfortunately, it might be cancelled. Welcome to the Champions Hub. If you go and enjoy this video today, be sure to drop this video a like and also subscribe with those notifications on. We're a brand new channel, so every like and every subscriber really does help this thing grow. So as I mentioned at the start of the video, Khabib versus Ferguson is potentially cancelled. As of recording this video, Khabib has pulled out of the fight due to him being in Russia and Russia now being on lockdown and him not being able to get a flight to the States in order to take part in the fight. But apparently UFC 249 itself is apparently still going ahead but is yet to find a venue. It was originally scheduled to take place in Brooklyn, New York, but with the current pandemic, Brooklyn will not sanction the event to take place, so the UFC 249 event is currently without a venue, and Dana White is currently scrambling to try and find somewhere to host the event. Now, as I mentioned, Khabib is in his native Russia, which has gone into lockdown and closed its borders, as has the US as well as many other countries as well. For that reason, Khabib has pulled out of the fight. On Instagram, Khabib said, "Staying home in quarantine and reading the reaction of the people of the situation around my fight. It turns out that the whole world should be in quarantine. Governments of all countries, famous people around the world urge people to follow all safety requirements in order to limit the spread of the disease to safe people. Khabib is the only one relieved of all obligations and must demonstrate free will and train flying around the world for the sake of fight. I understand everything and I'm definitely upset more than you to cancel the fight. Probably like all others, I had many plans after the fight, but I can't control it all. The greatest countries and the largest companies of our time are shocked by what is happening. Every day the situation changes unpredictably, but Khabib still has to fight. Is that what you're saying? Take care of yourselves and put yourself in my shoes." Now, I think this was actually translated from a post that he wrote in Russian, so obviously the grammar was a little bit all over the place there, but that is understandable. Basically, he is saying that he is pulling out of the fight and he's upset about it. He wish he could fight, but obviously with the situation that's going on in the world, he's left with no choice, which is fair enough. The situation that's going on in the world right now is truly awful, and it's not necessary for the fight to take place right now. Like, it's a lot of risk to put anyone in that situation. I think Khabib may be right in saying that he doesn't want to fight, and I do think he's definitely made the right call. But Tony Ferguson does not think that he has. Tony Ferguson is very, very unhappy about this. Now, based on this interview, I can't tell whether this is a shoot or whether this is a work. Like, I can't tell if Tony Ferguson is trying to sort of play to the crowd, play to the fans, and sort of play that kind of heel persona, or whether he is genuinely upset about it. Now, Ferguson says that he thinks Khabib returned to Russia because he had no intention of fighting him. And he said, "Bro, you have an obligation. You signed on the dotted line to represent your country. He did everything he could to avoid that ass whooping. Nobody deserves that ass whooping besides two people, which are Conor McGregor and Khabib." And then he also went on to say, "Khabib, I believe that he already knew he wasn't going to fight. He had the opportunity to come back from Abu Dhabi, dude. He has the power to take a plane and be able to come back. This is the second time we punked him out. I've been doing the exact same thing for 8 years, to and from work, thrown in there and busting my ass and making sure I take care of business. I am a hitman. Khabib and Conor run around with tail between their legs like a fucking dog. I run with dogs, man. These guys are not dogs. They are a bunch of pussies. Khabib is a bitch." So yeah, Tony Ferguson genuinely sounds really annoyed about this whole situation, but it's a global pandemic. The fight is one of the most least important things going on in the world right now, and I can see why Khabib doesn't want to do it. But like I said, I don't know whether Tony Ferguson is doing a shoot or whether it is a work and he's trying to play it up to the audience and try and sort of create that heel persona. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with that. But this fight is actually been meant to take place 5 times. This fight has been scheduled on 5 different occasions, but due to injuries and accidents and other events, the fight has always been cancelled. Looks like it's going to be cancelled once again. Joe Rogan actually calls this fight cursed as well, and it very well may be the case. Now, Tony Ferguson has said that he would be happy to fight Conor McGregor instead. There's been no word whether Conor McGregor has accepted this offer as of yet, whether Dana White is even considering it. But Tony Ferguson said that if he can't have Khabib, he will take Conor McGregor in the octagon instead. So that potentially could still go ahead. Now, one little final bit of news, boxing promoter Bob Arum told Dana White he ought to be ashamed of himself after still going ahead with the UFC 249 event, and he blasted him for having flawed intelligence for wanting to stage the fight amid the COVID-19 outbreak. He said, what's going on in this country and the world with this virus? The last thing we need is for an event to take place with no spectators just to get the event to take place. But the truth is Dana White is somebody with a flawed intelligence. And now Bob has been very, very critical over the years of the MMA sport. He's not a fan of it. He's never really followed it. But he did praise Dana White in the past for being great promoters, but he is not a fan of the sport anyway. And now, do you agree with Bob? Do you think that UFC 249 should be cancelled? Because, as I mentioned earlier, it's not exactly an essential thing that needs to take place right now. The whole world is in a global crisis, and I think an MMA event is not really essential in the grand scheme of things. Now, WWE has been pressing ahead with shows, as other wrestling promotions such as All Elite Wrestling, but they're a TV show, they're a staged entertainment show, and you can kind of see why they've done it. They've done it in empty arenas, and it's kind of worked, it's been alright. But they've been trying to sort of press on entertain the fans. I know Dana White kind of wants to do the same thing. He wants to give fans something to look forward to. But even WWE, who never stop anything, WWE have no off season. They are there 52 weeks a year, multiple days a week. They are even considering taking a break after WrestleMania 36 just due to the restrictions and obviously the uncertainty and lack of safety that they can guarantee their performers. They are actually considering potentially for the first time ever to take a break from producing television. So should Dana White cancel UFC 249? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you've enjoyed this video and do want to see more stuff like this on the channel, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also subscribe with those notifications on. We're a brand new channel, so every like and every subscriber really does help this thing grow. We hope you have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.